Hello everybody, this is Debbie from Teacher Success Coach. It's been a while since I've actually done a live. Due to a number of factors, the last 2 weeks of school was very tiring and challenging because I was preparing my students for exams on the 12th of January because I'm no longer at that school. I've actually left that school. So I had to, do as much as I can to prepare the students for the coming up exams. And as a result of that, it was very tiring. Okay, what am I grateful for? It's the last of the year, the last of the month, the last of the year. Reflection on 2021. It was a year of reflection, transformation, a number of learning challenges, and I feel that one ought to see it as not a bad year, because I don't feel that things are bad. In every situation there are as much as there are challenges, there are also triumph, and we need to look at things as a form of reflection and look at it as learning curves. For me, I have learned a hell of a lot in 2021 because I am more aware of people and people who I thought I knew, and through various actions, etc., you realize that you did not know them as much as you thought you did, but you need to demonstrate gratitude, because every situation we need to thank people for enabling us to understand where we are and where they are, because there's sometimes we need to meet people where they're at. So it's not as looking at it, oh, it was a bad year. It was a year for learning, growth, and reflection, and looking at what you have learned and putting it into practice for the coming year. So therefore, what you saw were as learning curves, those should be taken in as, okay, you've learned from that. And I don't even feel that things should be seen as mistakes. Things should be seen as, okay, I've learned from that. I will not repeat that because that didn't serve me. So for me, that's how I see 2021. It was a fantastic year for me in terms of growth, development, and some things I use and move forward with, and others I see as, okay, it doesn't serve me and it didn't serve me, so there's no need for me to take it with me. I need to leave it where it is and thank the experience that it gave me and the learning that I got from it, and move on, basically. So for me, that was what 2021 so far have brought for me. It was a brilliant year, lots of learning. And I've had some fantastic schools. I had some challenging schools. I had schools that I was emotional about. I have schools that I was joyful for. I didn't get it right all the time, or a lot of the time I didn't. But it was beautiful because I was able to learn from that. And I was able to grow from, I've just also had an interview for another job. I was going for a psychology position, but it didn't serve me. And I feel that there's sometimes when things doesn't serve us, we need to be transparent enough to inform the other party that thank you very much, but it does not serve you. Is either the time isn't right or the institution is not right, etc. And I feel when you actually tell the individual that things that wasn't right for you and you're very transparent, they respect you a lot more for that. So it was a fantastic job, but it just didn't connect with me. It just did not serve me, and I demonstrated that he didn't serve me, etc., etc. So I've got a position. I'm starting on the Tuesday in another school for a year, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to it, because it is also doing what I love to do, teaching psychology. And it would be fantastic, because it's a school that I had on my radar for a while, and I had an option of 2 schools, but I went with that one because that one was on my radar, and it is a smaller school as well, which is quite nice. So I'm looking forward to starting this new school on Tuesday. So I will be telling you all about my new journey and my preparing the student for their A-levels. And that would be interesting, because the job I just left, the students really wanted me to stay, but the students they've developed very no fault of their own. As much as we feel that young people like to do their own thing, they also like structure. And sometimes we need to be very careful as adults and educators how much freedom we give young people. Yes, they want freedom, but at the same time, they also like structure, because with structure, it is informing them that we care about them enough to give them some form of structure. And that, I find, was taking place in that institution. The student had no structure, and they were crying out for structure. But some of the teachers they've had have allowed them to do what they wanted to do. And they felt that was what the student wanted, but that's not what they want. They want structure. So that's something we need as parents and as educators and adults. As much as the young people want freedom and they want flexibility, they also want structure. So we need to make sure that we give them a balance. And in that school, they didn't have a balance. So I felt that it would be very, very challenging for me to try to put in a structure where I'm not being fully supported. Because although I started, putting some form of structure in that previous school I was at, I feel that as educators, I wasn't fully supported. Because when one student came in late, and I said to the student, your lesson starts at 1 and it's 10 to 2, you are interrupting my class. I was told that I cannot prevent the student by telling the student not to come in and preventing them from learning. Really? That student have prevented themselves from learning because they came in late to the lesson. So if they were so interested in learning, they would have come in at 1 o'clock when the lesson started. So that was an indication to me that I will not be supported. So there was no need for me to stay in that institution when I'm having a statement like that I cannot stop them from learning. And I didn't feel I was stopping them from learning. I just felt that the student needs some form of support. So that's it. Anyway, wishing you guys a fantastic 2022 and a fantastic new year. You need to claim that. You need to own it. You need to learn from what happens, in 2021 and see it as way for development, and you just grow from that. It wasn't, remember, the universe never give us all negatives. They're also negative and positive. It's entirely up to you what you want to do with it. And it is so important that we take the positive in every situation and run with it. So anyway, take care, stay blessed, and I will be seeing a lot more of you guys in the new year, because I've got a lot of things planned for 2022 with me coming on probably twice a day, etc. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'm on my show with Ace and Jackie from 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to put a link in my on the platform so that you guys could join us, because what we'll be looking at is transformation, no, inspiration and information. So that's what we'll be doing every morning from 7 until 9 o'clock, giving information and giving inspiration, because we need both of them all the time. Anyway, take care, stay blessed, love you guys.